Welcome to the Fishing Musicians, folks. My name is Glenn Ferguson, and are you into Scottish history? Are you into maybe perhaps knowing a bit more about Nessie and the Loch Ness? Well, guess what? That's the Loch Ness, and we're standing on the site of the famous Urquhart Castle, over 1,000 years old with a wealth of history, one of the most famous castles in all of northern Scotland. So join us as we fish the Highlands in Scotland on the Fishing Musicians.
Scotland, a land steeped in legends, superstitions, and folklore. The Scottish Highlands is the Scotland of your imagination. It's an amazing concoction of culture, history, architecture, and unparalleled scenery. Home of my ancestors. So it's fitting the Fishing Musicians' last episode would visit the Highlands with West Grant Park of YouFishscotland and my daughter Kira. We visit Inverness, nestled in the Scottish Highlands, and the home of the Loch Ness, where the folklore still thrives with the story of Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. But before we visit the Highlands, Kira and I stop into London, England for a bit of fun.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Mind it.
Cannon Street.
It's that way. There it is, Kira. Tower of London.
Entrance for the Tower of London, then stairs, turn right again.
And that's Tower of London right there?
Correct, sir.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The Tower of London, officially Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress of the Tower of London, is a historic castle located on the north bank of the River Thames in central London. It was founded in 1066 as part of the Norman conquest of England.
What? No cameras.
Just like this, you see, our walls will hold out his army. Don't worry, friends, stick with me, we're all perfectly safe. I ask you now, friends, will you join me in defending this tower from attack? If you will, cheer now! Yes. You are all now officially...
There we go. See cheese, guys, I got you on video now.
He said photograph, video. See, parents lie, don't they?
No, that was, I had a video. It was a video now. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, my friend. Enjoy your day.
So we are on our way to Inverness. Go fishing.
Upon our arrival to Inverness, Scotland, we were graciously welcomed by our host family with West Grant Park, Rosalind and Jen Boucher, and the entire family. Rosalind Boucher and her family still play in a band and have been for many years. And it's not only the music that runs deep in this family, but their culinary skills do as well. In true Scottish tradition, the effort they put into their cooking and the quality of the food is absolutely fantastic. After an amazing meal, we head to our private loch. West Grant Park, our guide, explains what youfishscotland.com offers.
West Grant Park at youfishscotland.com. and most contacts made through the internet at our website, www.youfishscotland.com. We're located approximately 4 miles outside of Inverness in the Highlands of Scotland. We bring in people from all over the world. We've covered about every continent in the world as per numbers of fly fishers. They contact us through our website, they come to Scotland. It could be their one time, it could be their lifetime trip. It could be something that's saved up for all their life, coming to Scotland to fly fish for the brown trout or the Atlantic salmon. So we look after all their needs when they're here, whether it be for fly fishing or just the hospitality and fly fishing. So mainly hospitality and fly fishing. Our guiding outfit covers all our range from salmon, Atlantic salmon fishing, on the fly, on a double-handed rod. We do that on the River Spey, the River Tay, the Tweed, the Devon. There's that many rivers in Scotland, world-famous rivers, that we have access to some private beats on those. We've also got access to some private beats further north. Again, that will allow us to fly fish for Atlantic salmon, brown trout, sea trout, and some other lesser known species such as Arctic char. The loch that we're fishing at right now is a private loch owned and run by us at YouFish Scotland. The uniqueness about this loch is we just don't have brown trout in this loch. We have blue trout, rainbow trout, brown trout, Arctic char and pike. Pike being the most aggressive out of the whole lot. The pike are famed in the Highlands of Scotland for being one of the most aggressive fish in Scotland, and the Highland pike more so than the southern pike. When you're bringing the fly rod, keep that rod pointing to the water. If you do up there and you have to cast, you're starting your cast from there. It's not going to work, okay? So keep that pointing down to the water all the time, okay?
Wes has a number of fantastic locations in which he and his crew at YouFish Scotland can bring you angling in the Scottish Highlands. When fishing with Wes, if you're a less experienced angler or even a beginner, part of his services will include a fly casting tutorial. Stay tuned, because after the break, Kira hooks into her first Scottish brown trout. Welcome back to the Fishing Musicians, and we are in the Scottish Highlands. On this episode, I'm fishing with my daughter Kira, and we are fishing with Wes Grant Park of youfishscotland.com. Kira has hooked her first Scottish brown trout.
Nice and gentle. Keep the rod up, okay? Keep up. Kira. Now this comes the hard part, Kira, okay? Keep the pressure on it, nice bit of pressure. Okay? What are you going to do now? A bit more pressure. Lift his head up. Your finger to lock it, well done. What's a brownie? You got a brown trout. Well done you.
You got to carry your first Scottish trout.
It's a proper brown trout as well.
It's warmer in the water than it is outside.
Get your hands, both hands in below it. Both hands in below it. Firmly but fair, okay?
Is it on video?
Yeah. Just a second, hold it up.
Behind the camera, I'm enjoying my time on this adventure. It's a special time for me. As Kira grows up, it's times like these you realize won't happen that often. To have her experience this trip with me, the adventure of it all, together, I don't take for granted. Urquhart Castle sits beside Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. The castle is 21 kilometers or 13 miles southwest of the city of Inverness. The present ruins date from the 13th to the 16th centuries, though built on the site of an early medieval fortification which dates back more than 1,000 years. Founded in the 13th century, Urquhart played a major role in the wars of Scottish independence in the 14th century. Welcome back to the Fishing Musicians. My name is Glenn Ferguson, and this week we are in the Scottish Highlands. Our guide is Wes Grant Park, and he owns youfishscotland.com. Now, of course, the Highlands are a historic region of Scotland. The area is very sparsely populated, with many mountain ranges dominating the region, and includes the highest mountain in the British Isles. Before the 19th century, the Highlands was home to a much larger population, but due to a combination of factors including the outlying of the traditional Highland way of the life following the Jacobite Rising of 1745 and the infamous Highland clearances, and mass migration to urban areas during the Industrial Revolution, the area is now one of the most sparsely populated in Europe. The history in Scotland goes back for thousands of years. Of course, many battles between England and Scotland have taken place through this time. Wes explains how potentially the journey would have been tumultuous for any warrior going north to the Scottish Highlands.
Yes, there's a road to the left-hand side of Inverness, General Wade's Road. And it basically takes you the whole way south. And that's where they marched the troops. From the
London when they were coming to attack or something.
or just on their way down to Glencoe or down the side of Loch Ness. You got to remember there was no roads back then. It was just little paths, and General Wade's Road runs right past our house.
So they would march up here from London.
Yeah,
How long
from
would
London.
That take them, you figure?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't like to do it. You're looking at probably, with all your equipment, horses, all your food, water, a couple of weeks.
It's not only the Scottish warriors that were fearsome fighters. The great Scottish Highland pike has an equal reputation.
Just from them hitting it.
Yep. You can imagine what that'll do to your hand.
The Scottish Highlands has an abundance of fishing opportunities, but it is the great Scottish Highland pike that has the most fearsome reputation.
Give you a trip to hospital.
It's incredible how hard and fast that Highland pike hit the lure.
I think,
Got one on. What do you think it is, Wes?
I think it's a trout. That's pike.
Pike,
It's
yes.
a pike.
Yes.
Shit, I don't have a net. Hang on. There we are.
What happens when you're busy as a guide?
Oh yeah.
Nice. He's off.
It saves me.
First pike today, anyway.
That saves me putting my fingers in his mouth. A lot of the people we get coming here have never really fly fished before, or if they have, they fished tiny little streams, probably about 3 foot wide to 5 foot wide. We're fishing big waters, we're fishing big rivers, we're fishing fast moving waters. So when they come here, it's a whole new experience. So we start the day off with some tuition. I spend one-to-one with everybody that comes, just to get them into a scenario where I can actually get them onto a fish. We've never failed yet. Everybody that's come to Scotland, we've got a fish. We're 100% accurate on that. It's hard, but it depends on the individual as well. If the individual is willing to work with us and listen to us, we'll get that fish.
For Sean West, what do you have on there?
Trout, I think.
What, do you want this rod, Jenny? A fly one. A fly one? Right, I don't know. No, wait, no, there's only a spinning one there, Jenny.
There's a trout.
There we are.
net's at the door. The GoPro's the other side.
Scotland today is so accessible from America and Canada. It's so easy. I'm a direct flight into Glasgow, a 3-hour train ride up north, and you're here. That's it. We pick you up at either at the airport or at the railway station, and we bring you straight here, or we'll take you to a river, or we'll take you elsewhere. It's approximately, I would say, flying time 4 or 5 hours. You can fly into either Glasgow, Edinburgh, even into Dublin, and fly directly to Inverness. You can fly to Amsterdam. An hour later, you're in Inverness. Inverness is probably more easy to get to than some parts of your own homeland, whether it be Montreal or BC or even America. You know, it can be a long, arduous journey with a long, arduous drive here. What you guys would class as a 4 or 5 hour drive, to us is quite a big drive. So you can be here within 3 hours.
A huge thanks to Wes Grant Park, Rosalind Boucher, Jenny Boucher, and the entire family for hosting us in Inverness, Scotland on a special adventure with my daughter and I, Kira, on the Fishing Musicians. Until next time, I'm signing out. Keep those lines tight. And remember, you can't catch a fish if your line ain't in the water.